In 2021, the federal government spent nearly $1.5 trillion on welfare programs in the United States. In 2022, $1.3 trillion is projected. This was said by Anna Gradovnev in an article. She is an attorney at Lexington Law, which was published on March 14, 2022. If these are the numbers for 2021, what is expected for 2022? What is to be said of the numbers for 2023? You should listen to me because this affects the lives of family and friends, it affects taxpayers, and raises the responsibility of crime rate. Today I'm going to convince you that the United States should require drug testing for welfare recipients while discussing the problem of welfare recipients, the cause of the problem, how we can solve this, and of course, in opposition. Kimberly Amoti defines what government assistance is in an article written on The Balance from October 21st, 2021, in which she states welfare programs are government subsidized for low-income families and individuals. Anyone receiving welfare must prove their income falls below a target. The problem is not testing welfare recipients. It is often noted that a majority of welfare recipients are drug users, and they can even be seen under the influence in offices. There have been testimonies where people have seen other applicants nodding off, acting erratically, engaging in angry behavior / language. These are all signs of someone who could be under the influence. It is also important to note the habits of drug users. So they do these habits now, which are reckless and irresponsible. What else in life are they going to do that is reckless and irresponsible if it is just allowed for them to continue to use these drugs and for it to be supplemented by the government? This self-destructive behavior is a theme for the life that they set up. So that meaning that if welfare is allowing them to use the money for the drugs because they're not performing drug tests, those people won't be able to get a job. They won't be able to show up to appointments, wake up to an alarm clock, schedule anything. Like, it's just a revolving door. Government assistance is an endless cycle. It's an endless cycle of unemployment, drug use, custody loss, CPS involved in their life, and crime. When is it going to stop? Now, of course, there's always a cause for the problem. It's important to think that the cause can be because of housing assistance, not because of the government housing programs, but because the government puts everybody who needs this Section 8 or needs supplemented money to pay for their rent, they put them all in one area. So what they're doing is they're putting all the crime in one area. They're putting all the drug use in one area. A lot of common programs that the government uses is Social Security income, SNAP, TINF, and EITC. These are all programs that can allow for recipients to somehow or way get a form of cash. Once they get that cash, you don't know what it is they're using it on. So SNAP puts benefits on a card where you can only use the card in the grocery store, but there is loopholes where you can get cash advances, get cash back. Once they take it in the cash back, again, where does it go? Natalie Rigoli wrote in an article on Contact Us on February 4, 2019, people who are unemployed are almost twice as likely to struggle with addiction compared to those who are not. So we have our problem. Drug testing isn't happening. We have our cause. Now it's time for the solution. Drug test anybody who is a welfare recipient. One, what this will do right off the bat will lower unemployment rate. If you fail a drug test, you won't be hired, and then therefore you will have no job. And it is just that revolving same cycle. If we know off the bat that a welfare recipient tested positive on a drug test, we can help set them up with a job with an employer who overlooks their record, who overlooks past incidentals, something that gets that unemployment rate lower and all these people jobs. Lower crime rate is also self-explanatory. There won't be as much drugs on the street. And it is a good use of tax dollars. This also identifies individuals in need. So if we see that someone came up positive, we know that they need help. Now, of course, with every problem, there is someone who is going to disagree with you. What about my rights? What about their rights? Is drug testing them against the Constitution? Is it using taxpayers' dollars in a way that isn't good? Are we stereotyping? The goal of these programs is to ensure that the funds being given through the welfare programs are spent on the items that are necessary for survival instead of on additional drugs. This was written again by Natalie Rigoli. This just shows that we're helping them. We have the right to know where that money is going. So you have the problem, drug testing.